Here we are at the Homestead Miami Speedway for the final race of the Mountain Dew ARCA Series Season number 2, but more importantly, the final Mountain Dew ARCA race ever. So after tonight, after the Chevy 200, we will crown the second ARCA Series champion, which will also be the final one. So let's take a look at our starting lineup. Ironically, on the polls, your points leader, Isaac Nichols, he has it by 10 points over second in points. His teammate JJ Reed, who's outside in second, Jonathan Buford. Then third, you have Derek Hamill. Fourth, Tim Randolph. And rounding up the top 5, you got Alexander Cornish. Then to his outside in sixth, you got Luke Rainey. Steve Morgan, 7th. Tim Teeth, 8th. 9th, Max Rossi. Rounding up the top 10 second in points, JJ Reed. Then the rest of the field, Steve Walker, to his inside, Julius Anderson. Then you got Ryan Brommer and Danny Bright. Code Luigi and Evan Hunter. Third in points, Jose Fernandez is 70-some points back, waiting to strike the field. To have issues, Jonathan Raines to his inside. Then you got Greg Lee and Colton Yo. Alexander Rowe and Michael Cantos. John Gammett and Carter Friesen. Same boat for Jason Larker. He's 70-some points back, looking to strike the field. To have issues to his inside, the one of Cortez Newman. They got Ethan Lynn and Oscar Isaac. Cynthia Bright and Trey Rainey. Laura DeLau in the 0-2. She does still have a shot. She's 100-some points back, however, so it's going to be a very, very long stretch basically out of it. To her inside, last season's champion, Jake West in the 5. Then behind him, the A2 of Max Harrison, starting 33rd and rounding up the field here tonight. So Nichols, your points leader on pole for the final Mountain Dew ARCA race ever. Let's now go down track side and get the command.
I'm Staff Sergeant Proto with the soldiers of the 1st Cavalry Division. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, everybody, just like what we talked about in the transporter. Nice and easy. It's a long race. Settle in. Be nice and smooth. Go out there and kick some butt tonight. This is your house. Prove it to them.
And the 33 cars fire up and roll off here at Homestead Miami Speedway for the Chevy 200. The end of the Mountain Dew ARCA Series is here. It's going to be 21 laps on this 1.5-mile oval. We will determine our second ARCA Series champion. Nichols, Reed, Fernandez, Larker, Delano have a shot. The pace car is in. Nichols, your points leader, on the front row. Two's outside the 45, Jonathan Buford. They come down the front stretch. To the restart zone, they come. The final Mountain Dew ARCA race is green. We're racing at Homestead Miami Speedway. They come down the backstretch. Nichols moves up. Here comes Derek Hamill to the bottom. You know those guys in points. They do not want that 15 to lead lap and get 5 bonus points. They're going to go 3 wide for the race lead down to the bottom lane to the 68 of Alexander Cornish. They come off of 4. Nichols stuck up top 3 wide. Cornish will lead lap 1. Here comes Morgan to his inside now as they hit turn number 1. First time at full speed. Very fast. Here comes Max Rice. He's going to make it 4 wide. Behind them, sliding up. Very close back there. They're 4 wide. Jonathan Raines all the way to the bottom lane as they come down this backstretch. Look at this big pack as they race into turn number 3. Here comes Max Rossi in the 06. Behind him, Julius Anderson in the 3. Nichols still stuck in the middle of all that. Reed falling backwards on the outside lane. To the stripe. Rossi leads. Anderson, though, to the bottom lane. As they hit turn number 1, Danny Bright coming in the number 32. Well, they're getting very close there on corner entry. One small mistake and the whole field goes. Oh, right there, Max Rossi, very loose off the corner. Jonathan Raines making contact with, I believe that's the 52 of Tim Randolph. Hang on to it. It's like the second lane was actually the place to be right there. And Hunter got a great run through the middle. Same with Tim Randolph. Rossi bounced off the wall. Slows the 15 Nichols down. Oh, Steve Larker into the inside wall. Flips up into the pack. And that's a big crash. Nichols is involved. Jose Fernandez as well. Nichols is on his lid, slides down the track. The caution will come out for a very violent crash. Where's the 25 and the 35? Did they get damaged? Racing back, Danny Bright with the race lead. Hilly is back to the stripe. As that was one violent crash. Max Rossi, Derek Hamill, Isaac Nichols, Jose Fernandez rolling away. Luke Rainey, Ryan Brommer, John Gambit, Steve Larker somehow driving away. Trey Rainey possibly got some of that. The 25 is back here in 22nd. The 02 is right now 20th. That's what Lord DeLau needed to try and get that points lead. But Chelsea needs the 35 to somehow fall out. Reed in the 15th position with a great shot now at the championship. So Steve Larker was spun down to the inside wall and spun back up into the back. Somehow that car is still rolling. Let's check out what happened. This all started, they were rubbing right here 4 wide. And I believe Larker and Brommer kind of get together. Brommer might have come up, Larker might have come down. They get hooked together down to the inside wall. Larker takes a hard hit back up the track. Fernandez almost missed it. Yo missed it, but look at all these cars just piling in. J.J. Reed just missed it. Jason Larker just missed it. Trey Rainey does get some damage right there, but keeps on going. Luke Rainey took a nasty tumble. Derek Hamill took a tumble. My goodness. What a crash. Colton Young, the 000, somehow was just able to get in front of that and miss it. But some of these guys took some very hard hits. Isaac Nichols, the championship. He had it by 10 points coming into this race. And now he's on his lid with what looks to be a car that's definitely going to be out of the race. And the championship has possibly just slipped away from him. Let's go on board with him. And that car never comes back on all four. So Jose Fernandez in the 17 gets the worst of this. I think he hit really hard. Oh, yeah. That's it for the 17 of Jose Fernandez as well. The 25 of Jason Larker was just able to miss this one. Whoa, man. The 44 got some damage in from him, but Larker did a great job missing that. JJ Reed in the 35 also barely misses this one. Do you see? I think that's the 10 of Coluigi that was able to just miss that. Wow. Lord on the 02 was able to miss it as well. Yeah, that's not the crash you want to see here, especially since it's the final Mount ARCA race, the last race for many of these teams, and just tore a ton of cars right there in their final race. So Danny Bright led the field back to the stripe. They stay out, and the 32 car will be a race leader. Danny Brightley is back to the green flag. Coming back to the restart, lap number 9. Danny Bright still out front. Derek Hamill, Isaac Nichols will finish 32nd here tonight. And I believe there's 10 points that he lost just in the cars that retired right there. Max Rossi also out. Jose Fernandez has lost the championship officially. Luke Rainey, Ryan Brommer, and Steve Larker are all out. So, I believe Nichols and Jose Fernandez are not going to win this championship. It's down to 3 drivers. JJ Reed, you got the 25 Jason Larker, and the 02 of Lord Now, who's still a long shot, but anything can happen. We still have a ton of racing left, over half the race left. So Danny Bright is out front. Second is now Julius Anderson. Third, Evan Hunter. Jonathan Raines fourth. Timothy fifth. Your points leader, we're assuming right now, is the 35 JJ Reed in the 15th position. So how does this change is the question. We're about to find out. The pace car is in. Brightly is back to the green flag as they come down the front stretch. We're back racing here at Homestead. Anderson with a great move to the bomb. Now, does NASCAR deem that that was pulling out of line there on the restart? Did he pull out too early? Or is that just a well-timed move that they'll say was good? Anderson clears for the race lead. They're battling for second. Evan Hunter going to try and take us. They race down this backstretch. They're reviewing the restart. So far, no black flag given. They race down this front stretch. They're 3 wide now. Rain's trying to get through the middle of that. Trying to get down to that bottom lane. But Tim Ranoff with a big run. They're going to go 4 wide. Jonathan Buford with a 4 wide move right behind Julius Anderson. They're saying the restart was clean. Anderson is deemed legal. That move was deemed legal. See John Gammett, the one off pace. I believe that's the 69 back there. So Buford gets the second now. Here comes the Mountain Dew ARCA Series sponsored car. Colton Yo into the 3rd position. How would it be if he could win the final Mountain Dew ARCA race in that paint scheme? Be something else. He's going for that 2nd position right now. He has a run to get to 3rd though. Ooh, stacking up right there. Morgan pushes the 58 of Heath up the track. Greg Lee makes a move 4 wide to the bottom. As we are now 10 laps away from crowning a champion. Julius Anderson, your leader. Jonathan Buford, 2nd. JJ Reed coming up into the top 5. He's bomb of 4 wide right now. Here he comes in that number 35. Jason Larker, no contest for him in the back. Laura Delano trying to make her way up, but she needs Reed to really, really have issues. They finish back possibly 26th, 25th. Somewhere back there. Look at the battle for the lead. Jonathan Buford with the run onto Julius Anderson as they race down this backstretch. Buford keeps a nose underneath that number 3 car. Alexander Cornish. Here comes Danny Bright in the 32 now. Bright, remember, led on the restart. Got past there just by the 3 of Julius Anderson. Now here comes Bright going for that third position. It might be for second shortly, as Julius Harrison's still stuck up higher. Comes Colton Yo. He pushed the 6 up the track a little bit. Now for the second position, Bright gets underneath Julius Harrison. They race down the backstretch. Still side by side a little bit for the race lead. Anderson gets a good run off the top. Bright with a big run through 3 and 4. Here he comes to the bottom of Jonathan Buford. As there's about 7 cars that have broken away. Here comes 8th place JJ Reed and the others to try and close in. Not many laps left. You have to make your move. You have to get up there. Colton Yo tried to make a move there, but got really tight down low. The 60 of Alexander Cornish is going to try and go through the middle. Look at the run he has down this backstretch. Colton Yo might get shoved up by Greg Lee right here. Reed stays to the middle lane, thinking that that's the place he wants to be. Now just 7 laps to go. Oh, Colton Yo really tight down low. Maybe an issue on the double zeros. The caution, I think, is out. The 69 is stopped on track. The caution will come out for that. I believe some cars took the caution flag, some didn't. They're racing back. I believe the front 3 are racing back. Colton Yo did take the caution flag, it looks like, just trying to keep it up to speed. As they will come back, it will be 60 once we take this caution flag. And it's going to be a late race restart. Gambit stopped on track, brings out the caution. And that's not what JJ Reed wanted to see. He had this championship locked up. Reed was in the 8th position. He was just going to try and coast home to a championship. But now he has to deal with the restart. He has so many hungry drivers behind him. Look at all these guys. Lord Noel and Jason Larker. We're going to try and get up there with this about 2-3 lap shootout. So let's just check out maybe how the 39 stopped on track. See right here through 3 and 4. 69 car just lets go. Too much damage, I'm guessing. It just blows up right there. Oil on the track. He gets down low. They probably have kept it green since he got down low as quick as he could down to the apron. They don't really care about oil down that low. But once he stops on track, that's obviously going to be a caution. See right here, you can't coast it around a full 1.5 miles with an engine that's blown up. He stops on track. We get a yellow, and it's going to be a late restart. So the 69 blows up. You can see the lights are still green. But once that 69 comes to a rolling stop, the yellow lights come on as the field runs on by. Danny Bright trying to close out his career in the Mount Dark Series with a victory. It's going to be a late race restart. They have to hold on. And once again, Julius Harrison going to be in the 2nd position. This will be the final Mount Dark Series restart. It's going to come with 2 laps to go at Homestead. The final race to crown a champion. Who's going to get it? JJ Reed right now still has that points lead. John Gammett retired because of a camshaft issue. So Evan Hunter will be the last car on the lead lap in the 25th position. Danny Bright out front at 32 trying to hold on over Julius Harrison in 2nd. 3rd is Alexander Cornish, Colton Yo 4th, Greg Lee in 5th. They got Jonathan Buford in 6th, Michael Canto 7th, JJ Reed up to 8th. That is right now your points leader and your champion. 9th, Steve Morgan. Rounding out the top 10, you got Cynthia Bright in the 16. Back here, next championship contender. Way back here, Lord Allow in the 22nd position. Jason Larker 23rd. They need something to happen to the 35 to have a shot. If something does happen to the 35, it would be the 25 championship to try and gain. Final restart, green flag back in the air. Danny Bright this time gets a better restart, keeps that 3 behind him, but Julius Harrison still with the great restart right on the bumper, that 32. Oh, a car's blowing up in the back! Reigns pulls high, but some cars get stuck behind that and get slowed. You can see the 10, one of them that got slowed right there. Back there with the 02 and the 25. So they cannot gain the positions now that they need to get up to that 35. Julius Harrison clears. Here comes Alexander Cornish in the 68 as they see the white flag this time. This race will be official if we get to the white flag. White flag is out. 1 lap to go in the Mountain Dew ARCA Series. Cornish trying to get beside Julius Harrison. Colton Yo is there in 3rd. Here comes Cornish to the bottom lane. They race down this backstretch side by side. Cornish gets a run on Julius Harrison. They will enter turns 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Buford with a move for 2nd. They come off of 4. Alexander Cornish with the last lap pass is going to win the final Mountain Dew ARCA Series race at Homestead. And JJ Reed has won the season number 2 and the final Mountain Dew ARCA Series championship with a 10th place finish here tonight. What a race. Cornish with a last lap grab. Gets the victory lane. The 28 blows up. Keeps the 02 and the 25 and 20th and 21st. And Alexander Cornish wins one here at Homestead. Let's now go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Chevy 200 at Homestead Miami Speedway, the final Mountain Dew ARCA Series race. There were 2 caution flags for 8 laps and 7 lead changes among 5 different drivers. Alexander Cornish steals one from Julius Anderson and the others as he gets the victory lane. In second, it was Jonathan Buford. Julius Anderson in third. Colton Yo in fourth. And Michael Canto rounding out the top 5. Then Greg Lee in sixth. Danny Bright dominated this race, falls short in seventh. Steve Morgan eighth. Cynthia Bright ninth. And your champion, JJ Reed, comes home with the top 10 finish to end out the season. So there's your top 20. Jake West, last season's champion, came from 31st to 11th there and ends up in the top 10 in points. He had not been up there at all this season. He was towards the back. He gets up into the top 10 points at the end of the season. So West still has that fire underneath him. You can see 25 cars technically finished the race running. I would say 24 because the 28 actually blew up on that restart. Luckily, a caution did not come out. We ended that under the green flag. What a wild race that was. Let's now go check the final point standings. 20 races done. 40 in total. We have 2 champions. Jake West won Season 1. JJ Reed wins Season 2. Those are your 2 Mountain Dew ARCA Series champions. Reed beats out his teammate Isaac Nichols for the championship. Nichols involved in that crash, and what he will say is probably the only reason he kind of lost the championship was because of that crash. He had 10 points ahead of Reed, but still, anything could have happened to Reed if he finished a few spots higher than Nichols. He still would have gotten it. Larker gets up to third there at the end. Jose Fernandez in fourth, and Lord Delisle rounds out the top 5. So great seasons for those guys, and great seasons to end out the Mountain Dew ARCA Series on. Alexander Rowe ends up 6th, Colton Yo in 7th, Greg Lee 8th, Tim Renoff 9th, and as we mentioned, Jake West, your last season's champion, rounds out the top 10 points. So there's your top 20. See, Cornish, Buford, Canto, Luigi, Danny Bright, Rain, Brommer, Trey Rainey, Heath, Hunter round out the top 20. And we look down at the rest, 21st to 40th. Lynn, Friesen, Anderson, Rainey, Hamill, Newman, Isaac, Anderson, Bright, Cynthia, Steve Larker, Morgan, Gambit, Reed, Rossi. That is your points after 20 Mountain Dew ARCA Series races. So, thank you guys very much for supporting the Mountain Dew ARCA Series. This is the end to a chapter. The Mountain Dew ARCA Series is over. I would like to thank anyone that's helped along the way, either making paint schemes, helping me maybe determine a schedule, what seasoned cars to use. I'd like to thank everyone that raced, everyone that watched. Obviously, even if you weren't in it and you watched, thank you very much. If you signed up, thank you very much for that. You're the reason the series are keeping going. Not many drivers are able to sign up for the Mountain Dew ARCA Series. Obviously, it was only 2 seasons. I believe there was somewhere around, if I do the math right, 62 rides in total, and I believe some of those were probably duplicates as well. So thank you guys very much for the Mountain Dew ARCA Series. It's come to a close. I look forward to making the other races, the other series better in the future and focus on those 3 series more. So goodbye to the Mountain Dew ARCA Series. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys for the next 3 series, their finales at Homestead.